Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Activity Call On. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Lucero Díaz.
That's right. That's me. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. This is Lucero Díaz coming to you live from headquarters here in Burlington, North Carolina. And I'm so fired up. I'm excited. I'm nervous. And I just want to say thank you, Andy, Jane. Thank you to everybody who thought it would be a good idea to put me on the show today. Put me out of my comfort zone, but I'm excited. And we've got some very, very special guests with us on the call today. I work in a department called President's Club at headquarters, been with the Alliance for 10 years, a little over 10 years. And shout out to President's Club members if you're on the call. I see you. We are having some crazy, exciting things happening in President's Club. Our numbers are high. We're adding new things left and right. I just worked up a really cool deal for our President's Club members for an interpreting service that we'll talk about a little bit more later down the week. Next week. We've got so many new crazy things happening. The value of President's Club is crazy. If you're interested, if you want to know what President's Club is, go to our website, naapresidentsclub.com, talk to your upline, say, hey, what is this? Should I be investing? Tell me about it. And so, yeah, it's been a long, fun journey working here at the Alliance. I've had a lot of fun learning from Andy, from the top producers, from builders. And I love that here at the Alliance, we are stronger when we're together, not when we're divided. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Andy has been preaching the 3-foot rule. And for those of you that are, maybe this is the first time you've ever gotten on a call, the 3-foot rule just means that we talk to everyone, everywhere, all the time. Every time you step outside of your house, you go to Target, you go grocery shopping, whatever, you talk to everyone within 3 feet of you. You introduce yourself, you exchange phone numbers, you network, and you talk to them about the business. You talk to them about what you do. You talk to them about the opportunity. And in the midst of doing that, you are going to come across people eventually, if you haven't already done so, you're going to come across people that are coming from a different background, different upbringing, different experience, culture, or language. It's just going to happen. And it's funny, I was actually thinking about this. I was talking to my mom last night about our life when we moved to the United States. So I was born in Mexico. And when I was 2 years old, me and my family, my mom, my dad, we moved to the United States of America. And we came here in Burlington, North Carolina, and we were living in an 800 square foot home with 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, me, my mom, my dad, my 3 uncles, and my 1 aunt. Let that sink in. It was a fun time. And I remember we obviously didn't speak the language. We didn't know anybody. But my very first friend that I made here in the United States was my next door neighbor. I was about 3 years old. I think he was like 7 or 8 years old. He was a little bit older than me. And I remember his name was Trey because I used to call him Tway. I was 3 years old. And I was like, that's my friend Tway. And the funny thing is that Tway, he didn't speak a lick of Spanish. I didn't speak a lick of English, but we were friends. He would come over and we'd be outside playing with sticks and rocks. And, you know, back in the day, we used to, go outside and play. And he would come over and, we'd invite him to eat dinner with us. And he was my friend. And I started thinking, I was like, man, how cool is it that that's how we made friends when we were little? What if we could bring that childlike mentality to the Alliance when we're meeting people? Little kids, when they go to playgrounds or their neighbors, whatever the case may be, they go up to kids and they're like, hey, you want to be my friend? You want to play? And that's how you make friends when you're a little kid. And so what if we started doing the same thing here at the Alliance with this 3-foot rule? and just talking to everybody, regardless of culture, language, whatever the case may be. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, teaching you how to connect, communicate, and close across all cultures, languages, and backgrounds. And today, I've got 4 incredible leaders here at the Alliance with me that are going to be guests that are going to show you guys exactly how they're doing it, what's working for them, the secret sauce. So if you're taking notes, pay attention. If you're not taking notes, go grab a piece of paper, a pen. You still got time because we're spilling all of the secrets. On the call today, we've got Mimi Romero, Emily and Harry Cardillo, and Shawn Boone. And I want to give you guys an opportunity. Again, this might be the very first time someone's listening to this. So I want to give each of you just a few minutes, high level, introduce yourselves and how you found the Alliance. Mimi, we'll start with you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mimi Romero. I was born and raised in Haiti. I live in California. I have 2 beautiful children. And about almost 9 years ago, the Alliance found me. So that's how I like to say it.
We found you.
Because I wasn't looking. Like Andy. Yeah, you guys found me. I wasn't looking. Maybe I needed to, but I wasn't looking for an opportunity. And I'm glad I found it. So my education is in biology, psychology. I work as a behavioral therapist for about 12 years. And I work with kids with autism, ADD, any type of developmental problem. So if I psychoanalyze you, it's not my fault. It's my nature. I analyze everything I do or other people do. So that's how my brain works. So that's what I did for a living. And then got into a car accident, Lucero, become a liability to the company that I was working with. Went to therapy for a whole year. In the midst of it, I had my baby boy. He has been taking him to convention with me since he was 7 years old. But at that time, he was a newborn. And someone called me. They said, Mimi, we have an opportunity for you. You'll be great at it. I said, nope. I don't know what you're talking about. What is it exactly? They say insurance. I said, I don't even own life insurance. At that time, I didn't. That's how much I knew about life insurance. I didn't own it.
Yeah.
So they say, you be great at it. You work with people. You work with kids. You like people. We can teach you. I said, I can do that. They told me a couple of things, Lucero, that got my attention. They said time freedom and unlimited potential. And they didn't lie about those 2 things. That was very important to me as a mom, with 2 kids. My daughter was 6 at the time. My son was a newborn. So I needed that time freedom to be able to take them to doctor's appointment and all that stuff. So that was very important. So I didn't go to a meeting or anything like that. I'm like, I'm in. What do I need to do? Get your license. Okay. I got so excited. I took the wrong test.
You took the wrong test, the wrong life insurance test? Really? What did you take?
Yeah, I did. I did life only. I didn't do life and health.
You had to go back and get your health.
Well, I studied for both, but when I registered, I took only. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't question. Like when you see an opportunity and you feel in your heart, in your soul, it's a good one, it fits what you believe in, stop questioning and asking a million questions. It will work itself out. I make a mess, they help me fix it.
That's right.
I went back that same week, Lucero, and I passed it. So what? I paid an extra fee, but it's worth it. So that's my story, and I've been with the Alliance since then. For the longest time, I was just focusing on the sale part of it because of the kids. I couldn't afford to, at least that's what I believe, to do it all because I had a lot going on. But I believe since day one, that's my home. That's my opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm here to give people hope. So not everybody had a fast startup. I had a fast startup on the sales part, but on the recruiting part, I didn't make it a focus. Don't do it. But that's what I did with all I had going on. But I always had people in my team and I believe in the Alliance. So I stick to it, Lucero, because I believe in it and I know when I'm ready to go crazy on the other side of things, I won't just pedaling with recruiting. I'll go crazy. So now it's my time.
That's
I'm
right.
ready.
I love it. Thanks for being on, Mimi. Shawn, do you mind introducing yourself real high level, how you found us?
Yes, I'm Shawn Boone from West Palm Beach, Florida, living in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've been with the Alliance about 5 years now. My story is I never worked a job a day in my life. So I played football from 8 to 23. So from high school, played at NC State, 3 years started at NC State, then went to the Houston Texans, got cut, and then came back to a game and wound up remembering who Andy was because he came and spoke to our team in 2017, my senior year. And so I seen his lifestyle, but I didn't know what he did for a living. Then wound up meeting him again on the sideline at a game, met Spencer, met Haley, met Brandon. And then we was taking pictures. And then we was just talking throughout the game, the 3-foot rule, literally. That was my first example of the 3-foot rule, of him telling me Jane's story, how she got cancer, how he was an Amway, and how he built his life up. And one of my buddies, Jacoby Brissett, after a while during the conversation, he was just telling me, get his number. He was like, make a friend before you need a friend. I was like, nah, whatever. Like, you making $30 million in the NFL. Like, I'm trying to get your money. I'm not really worried about, I don't know what he does. I don't really care. I just like his lifestyle. Yeah. So I blew it off. And then a couple months later, I got into a bad car accident and wound up reaching out to him again. I was like, hey, about that opportunity you was talking about, when can we talk about it again? He's like, where do you live at? It's like, in West Palm. He's like, I'm actually going to be in Fort Lauderdale November 1st. It was back in 2018. So we wound up just going ahead. We wound up going ahead and just talking. And it's kind of been all she wrote. I seen the jet. I seen the lifestyle. I seen everything. I was like, I don't care what he's doing. I mean, so my mom had to double check it because she worked at State Farm. Yeah, she worked at State Farm for 20 years. So she was like, is this legit? I'm like, I don't care if it's legit or not. You can't have 2 jets and not be legit.
That's right.
I got my license. He told me to get it within a week. Got it within a week. And it's been amazing. I got to meet Emily, got to meet Harry, got to meet Mimi, and then just the whole family, the relationships and the network that you get to build has been amazing. So that's how I got to the Alliance.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. It's funny because every time, like, for the most part, what I've seen is when people introduce the Alliance opportunity, they're like, is that legit? Is that real? Like, it sounds crazy. And that was me. Yeah, that was me when I came to the Alliance for the first time to do an interview. And I was like, whoa, like, you see the outside and it looks really cool. But then you step inside of the headquarters and you're like, holy crap, like, I didn't know this existed. Like, I don't know what y'all do. Robbie explained it to me like 5 times. I'm like, Robbie, I don't know what you do. I want in. I want to be a part of whatever you guys got going on because it's really cool. So thank you. Emily and Harry.
Hey, Lucero. We are Harry and Emily Cardillo, based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, currently in Houston, Texas right now. And so excited. Thank you for having us on the call. So my background, I grew up in the Alliance. My parents, Adam and Beth Katz, go back 34 years with Andy and Jane Albright. So I grew up, fell in love just like you did, Shawn, with the lifestyle. I was like, for most of my childhood, I had no idea what we did, but I was like, I love the people. These are some of my favorite people. I love going to these conferences, love meeting all these really cool speakers and famous people that they bring in. And we had Mutual of Omaha that was bringing in, with Wild Kingdom, they were bringing in like alligators and monkeys and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I want in. And so I fell in love with the culture and ended up going to NC State when I turned 18, got my bachelor's in business marketing, graduated when I was 19. But I always knew the Alliance was going to be the path that I wanted to go down. So as soon as I had turned 18, I got my insurance license, was working part-time through college, and then moved down to Florida. back in 2021 after graduation and started going full time. And that's whenever I met Harry. He has a little bit of a different background, so I'll let him share.
Yeah. So when I met Emily, I was actually working as a butcher down at the good old Publix, home of the pub sub, cutting up the meat and breaking down pallets. And what I realized kind of when I met, right around the time I was meeting Emily, they have a saying, most people die at 25 and it takes 50 years for their bodies to catch up. And Publix was just basically the graveyard. And I was kind of realizing that I also kind of had a foot in the grave being there, and I needed to get out of there. A lot of people around me were talking about what they used to do. Right. I used to do this. I used to do this. I never wanted to used to do anything. I wanted to keep being alive. So Emily, she brought me along to, well, first of all, she started talking to me about insurance right away. Right. Because that's who Emily is. And she was telling me about it. And I was kind of like, insurance. I was like, that's like the old guy with the briefcase, kind of boring. You hear about life insurance policies, maybe on like Law and Order, somebody got for $1 million life insurance policy. So I was not really that into it. But she brought me along to the conference and I just went along to support her. I was like, it's going to be boring. I'm going to get over it. And I just started shaking hands with people. And this guy was making six figures and this guy was making six figures. And then Andy gets up on stage. He starts talking about freedom and there's fireworks. And I was like, whoa, these people are living. So from that point on, I just kind of fell in love with the culture and been all in ever since.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Now, going back to the 3-foot rule, I want to ask, and I want to give each of you a chance to share, but I want to ask, how has the whole 3-foot rule concept transformed your business so far? And why is it important that for us, the Alliance, to reach every family, regardless of culture, language, or background? And Mimi, we could start with you.
Okay, so the 3-foot rule, to be quite honest, has changed my business totally. To begin with, my biggest lag is from a 3-foot rule. That's Cleo, right? So Andy met her at a hotel, and then as if he was lost. I don't know. I think he was acting. Then that's how I got Cleo. So, and she's been with me for over 2 years, and she's been practicing the same thing too, the 3-foot rule. And then she has a lot of people on her team that are from the 3-foot rule. So for me personally, I have been using it a lot, especially with Uber when I'm not in town and stuff like that. So I would just talk to all Uber drivers. I'm like, I really haven't had any Uber driver who finished class, but like Andy said, it's not a matter of you getting them or anything like that. It's you getting out of your comfort zone and doing it. So I've always got out of my comfort zone and doing it. But like I said, last week I have an Uber driver who's already licensed. So thank God I talked to her. All I did, Lucero, is give her a compliment. And the rest is history, and then we have a conversation. It doesn't have to be awkward.
Right.
Keep it simple. You see what I'm saying? At first, I used to say, oh, my God, if it's a man, they're going to think I'm hitting on them. If it's a woman, now we would, I was more comfortable doing it with female than male because I'm like, I don't want them to think I'm hitting on them. Oh, well, whatever gets you going and gets you talking to me, we're going to do it. That's my opinion. That's how I'm going about it. If it's a man, I just ask questions. Hey, what do you do? What else do you do in addition to Uber or things like that? And then, oh no, that's what I do. How long you been doing it? Do you like what you do? Does it pay the bills, or do you have passion for anything else? Just get to know them so that way it doesn't get right. So then, like I'm gonna use an example of a guy that I recruited, and he said, well, I used to live in New York. I used to have my own business and this and that, but things get rough. I moved to North Carolina and things like that. I was like, oh, okay. So then what's the plan now? Is Uber it for you? He said, no, it's a way to pay the bills while I'm trying to get another business together. So that tells me, man, this guy is an entrepreneur at heart,
So he likes working for himself. So I was like, oh, okay. Are you open to other opportunities? But before I did that, I was telling him about the trip and everything. So kind of like lead people in. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, wait, what are you doing here? Do you live here? I said, no, I don't. I'm from California and stuff like that. And I just had a business trip and things like that. And he's like, what do you guys do? And then I give him a little bit. I didn't go too heavy on him. But I told him, hey, I was on the jet with the CEO. I showed him some pictures of Andy and stuff like that. And then he's like, sign me up. When I get to that part with him, it wasn't awkward at all. And it was a man married with kids and everything. But if you're talking about business, you're talking about business. It's not like you're flirting with them trying to do anything different. Then you'll be fine. So that's how I do it. I just connect with people, and then give me 1 second. I'm dropping off my kid.
Girl.
That's his lunchbox. So this business is real. Anyhow, so that's how I do it. With women, I don't mind paying them a compliment. Hey, you look beautiful. Does it make you anything other than whatever you are? You know, you are who you are. You got to be comfortable in your own gender and orientation. You know what I mean? So don't have all these stereotypes in your head thinking, oh, if I give a woman a compliment, they might think I'm this, or a man might think I'm that. No, just be a people person, and then you enjoy what you do. They will feel the enthusiasm and the fire for you. That's how I've been doing it.
Yeah, I love that. So like this whole 3-foot rule concept, it's so simple. Like it's ridiculously simple, you know? And I think we as human beings sometimes tend to complicate things. And then we start asking, well, what do I need to say? Do you have a script? And it's like, there's no script. If we can just start thinking, every person that I talk to, my goal is just to simply make a friend. If I can make a friend, they're more willing to come to the business with me because I'm a friend, right? So stop thinking about how should I talk about the alliance and how do I invite them to a hotspot meeting. Just go and make a friend, get to know them, really try to connect with them, find something that you can build on and start there. I think that's huge, Mimi, is the simplicity of it. It's just making a friend. So I love that. Shawn, what say ye?
Yeah, I mean, I can just echo what Mimi said. Like we definitely overcomplicate it. We prejudge in our heads, and we sometimes we let our own circumstances keep us from talking to people when that may be the opportunity that could be the breakthrough.
Yeah.
So if we get outside of ourselves and whatever we have going, we can continue to impact and add value to other people's lives. And like this morning, I was telling you guys before the call started, it's like I went to work out this morning. Yes, again. I went to work out this morning, and it was like I'm talking to my friend that owns a gym, and we just working out. I got to meet his wife for the first time, and we get done. And as time goes on, you know, we're talking about mental health, things that's just been happening in the football world, the crazy stuff. And I was telling him about the call that we had, you know, how we need to get out, talk to people, like be open. Like it's okay to be vulnerable, you know, with certain people. And then after the conversation goes on, you know, I'm telling him about Textable Network and the business, you know, try to help him out, add value to his life. And next thing you know, he tells me his wife had a license with World Financial Group. And I was like if I didn't say anything about it, like, and I was just like, all right, bro, I'll see you next time and just head out. Like, cause I got a call at 10, like I would have missed the opportunity. So, you know, that conversation, you just kind of never know where people are at, what they're trying to get to, how much they're trying to grow. And you just tell them like, it's the freedom, it's the dream. And I told them stories about Jeremiah Dockey and their group from World Financial Group and Mimi because they're Haitian. So it's just always make a friend before you need a friend. Use the leverage to relationships. Like the other day, I didn't use the 3-foot rule. I found a girl through a license list, a lady through a license list, and I noticed her name. And it wasn't an American name. It was definitely an Indian name. And Pavani is her name. And so, like in my head while I'm talking to her, I'm like, I need to connect her to AB because she was at the same company. AB was one of the largest guys at another 3-letter company. So, it's just like I got her on the phone with AB immediately, and I was like, AB, we got to get her to Charlotte. So they talked for an hour. I just sat there and shook my head.
Right.
And like, you got it, AB. And then she came to the Charlotte meeting.
Right.
So it's just like, once you get outside of yourself, you just don't know what could happen.
That's right.
Who that person may be.
That's right. So I got 2 things out of what you said. I'm taking notes too. Number 1, don't prejudge. Don't prejudge. We do that all the time. And it's crazy because if you really think about it, people that are in the business, we've got lawyers, we've got doctors, rocket scientists. I mean, we've got it all. And if you have a doctor or a friend doctor, you're like, oh no, he's a doctor. He went to school for it. He's doing great. I'm not going to ask him because he's doing good at what he does. He's a professional. Like, you just never know. You just have to speak up. Don't prejudge. The worst thing that can happen is that they say, nah, I'm good. But it's a no for now, not a no forever, right? I started rereading the book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And that's like the main theme that I got from that book is just think, what's the worst thing that can happen? And then figure out how you're going to, work with that and then just move on with life. And it's such a relief. And then the other thing I got from you is connecting your people to someone else in the business. That's something that I see Andy do all the time. Every time he does he practices the 3-foot rule, he's thinking, as he's listening to this person trying to connect with them, he's thinking, who do I know in my contacts that I can connect this person with that has a similar background, similar culture, similar experience, similar whatever, because they're going to do a better job of connecting than I am. So for those of you that are thinking, well, I'm brand new, I don't know how to recruit people, I'm still learning the system. Yes, but it's not just you at the Alliance. You've got a buffet of people that you can connect them with. That's why it's so important to come to the events, to come to conventions, to network, to exchange phone numbers, to introduce yourself to people and say, hey, here's who I am, here's where I live. If there's anything I can do to help, call me. And same thing, if I ever need you, if you're someone in the area or someone I can connect you with, I'm going to reach out. And build your network. Building a network, to me, it kind of reminds me of a spider web. Like a spider, when it starts building its little home, the bigger the web is, the more you're going to catch. So networking is huge. I got that from you, Shawn. So thank you. Emily and Harry, what about y'all?
Yeah, the 3-foot rule has been really cool. We've been doing it a lot this week while we've been traveling, and I think, Shawn, you're exactly right. Like, we overcomplicate it all the time, and I know a lot of times, like, I'm sitting in the car, it's just like, okay, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And one of the coolest things I think we've seen just over the past few days of doing it is it's that idea of the 6 degrees from separation. Like, we're all very connected. And like, when you just get to know somebody, you find similarities. And just like we talk about whenever we're training new agents in the home of go in and make a friend, it's the same thing. We don't need to connect on, oh my gosh, you have this cool thing hanging in your car, and all of a sudden, yeah, I love the color purple too, or I love dogs too. Like, that's not going to create, and I think I did that for a while with the 3-foot rule. It's just like, all right, find the quickest thing I can compliment or like, and then it's just like, we're just going to focus on that. But it's when you really get to know somebody's story and where are you from, and we've met a lot of people from other countries and talking about what brought you to America and where's your family, and we find these connections, and it builds a much stronger relationship. And then from there, it's like, okay, perfect. are you interested, or do you keep your options open? And even if they don't, it's just still get their number, because it's like, hey, I'm going to be back in Chicago. I'm going to be back in Arkansas. It'd be great to have a friend if you ever know anybody who needs some help, like, and just creating those connections. And just like you were talking about, it might not be today, but maybe it's 5 years from now. It's just next time we're out there doing a meeting, hey, do you know anybody? Keeping those connections open. So I think it's been a lot of fun once I've actually just kind of let my guard down a little bit with it, of connecting with people that I think previously, whenever it's just been very superficial for me, I haven't been able to get that.
Right. And just to add on to what Emily's saying, as you're having those deeper conversations with people, you're going to find something deeper that you can connect with them on. Right. Like we were having a conversation with a guy the other day, and he was from Jordan, and he was telling us about how Chicago has a big Palestinian population, all that stuff like that. And I was like, I love food. I don't know about you guys. I love to eat. So I was like, oh, that means you guys have some great halal places around here. And he was like, oh yeah, we have some awesome halal food. And I was like, I need some recommendations right now. So we just connected right off of that. So finding something that just kind of bridges the gap between you guys in those deeper spots.
And that guy like started sending us like all these restaurant like even after we were out of the Uber, like the rest of the night, he's like, you got to check out this, you got to do this, like, let me know the next time you're back. And it's just like that. But before, he was very quiet, like pretty much the whole car. It was just very superficial. And then we find something to connect on, and it's something as simple as food.
Right.
Yeah. I love that. That's so true. I know a lot of people too that you talk to them and they're very superficial, very like black and white, right? But if you stay on them a little bit, ask more questions, you'll find something that you can see their eyes shining when they're talking about it. And you're like, aha, I found it, and that could be like your lead way into building a relationship with them. So I love that. Mimi, real quick, I want to congratulate you, girl, because if y'all didn't know, we're doing these opportunity calls in 4 different languages. We're doing Creole, Spanish, Mandarin, Hindi every Thursday. We're doing these calls live on Zoom. If you want that information, you can go to theallianceevents.com, go to hotspots, and you'll see all of the people that are hosting the next few weeks' calls. They're always on Thursdays. And Mimi hosted the Creole opportunity call on Zoom yesterday. Absolutely crushed it. I don't know what they're saying. I mean, they speak Creole on there, but I can tell you without a doubt in my mind that they are having fun because they're laughing. And I'm like, yeah, Mimi, that's right. I don't know what she said, but I know they're having fun. She had 32 people on that call last night, and 15 of them were new. Congratulations, Mimi. You guys are blowing up. So talk to me about that. How have you created that culture? What are you guys doing to invite so many people on these calls? What's the secret?
Thank you. Thank you, Lucero. You make me laugh. It reminds me of something Andy did. Me, Loie, and Andy, we were doing a video on the jet, right? And then after Andy said whatever message he was sending to the Haitian population in English, and then I spoke in Creole, and Loie did. And then when we finished, Andy was like, whatever they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said. So anyhow, guess what? So it's a matter
Mimi. Mimi, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if your finger is on your speaker, but you're not coming in really loud.
What about now?
No.
Oh.
Is
it better now?
Oh,
yeah, that's better. I don't know what you did.
Oh, okay, that's good. So what we do, Lucero, we make the goal bigger than us. A lot of these people on the calls, a lot of them are not even in my team, but I take it personal. Andy through the challenge, I took it, and I took it seriously and very personal. So I work with the Haitian community as if they were on my personal team, and I was making an override from them. That's how serious I take it. Like tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to have a call with all the leaders. So where we go over, hey, it's not enough to have all these people on the call. It's important to have people moving. So what are the markers? So now we had this many people before we started the international movement. Now, how many people do we have? We need goals, and we need data to track them. So we take this seriously. It's not something we do on our spare time. we're trying to grow for real. Okay. So we moving people from not just attending, getting in class, passing your class, help you write your first policy. That's what we're doing. And we meet separately as leaders. All the people you've seen doing the calls, we meeting and talking about things like that and motivating them. For us, home is important. I want to be able to, anybody in the alliance need to know what Haiti, what we do, what's our culture. That's big for us. And we have a plan where we need at least 10 multimillionaire integrity partner from Haiti so we can go back home, change some stuff.
Yeah.
So our goal is big. That's what drives us. So that's the conversation I have even on the Zoom calls when I'm doing the opportunity meeting with them, is try to use those things that I talk about at convention about the culture, the belief. I use that to motivate them. Hey, if you work at McDonald's, if you work even as a CNA, hey, you make money, but it's not enough for you to pay your bills in America and then take your family back home. What would an extra $500 do for you? Think big. So that's the conversation we're having as leaders, and also that's how we're inviting people. Hey, come with us. We're on a mission. We're changing lives. Do you want to be part of it?
I love it. I'm fired up for y'all. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like a year from now. I mean, you guys are blowing up. I love it. Isn't it cool that like Shawn, he stumbled upon somebody that's from Haiti, and he immediately thought, oh, Mimi, right? I'm going to plug her into the next opportunity call. And you know for a fact that Mimi is going to treat them like family. She cares. She's inviting. And I think all of that, the caring, the being inviting, the being friendly is universal. It doesn't matter what culture you're from, what language you speak. If you can be caring, loving, and genuinely interested in somebody, it's a universal, and they can understand that, and they can ride behind you on that because they get that, right? So I love that. I had a question for you. So you are building an incredible team with people from all walks of life, of course. What's your secret to creating, I guess you kind of answered that, but dig a little bit more on what's your secret to creating instant trust and connections with the people that you're bringing onto your team? Maybe not just the Haitians from all over, because I know you got people from all over the country on your team.
Wow. Okay. So what do I do? I don't want to say I'm just me, Lucero, because it would be cliche and it wouldn't help anybody if I just say that. But I just keep it simple. I'm a simple person. Like, I love people, period. So what I do, I just be me. I treat people like I want to be treated. That's what I do. So I don't really have to judge you. I don't judge people based on what you look like or anything like that. Give me a reason not to trust you. So I start with making myself a trustworthy person. If I say, Lucero, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you. So that way you can trust me. So when I meet with my agent, when I do my calls with them or the interviews, I tell them, I'm committed to you as long as you're committed to yourself and you're committed to win with me. Day one, I commit. I let them see my heart. I'm committed to you. I'm devoted to help you. As long as you're devoted to help yourself and you're willing and able to do what I'm teaching you to do. So I tell them early on what my expectations are for myself and my expectation for them. So we connect at that level. And I don't sugarcoat. Anybody on my team will tell you that. I don't believe in sugarcoating everything for people, because you leave them in the dark for too long. Yes, they can figure it out. But if you can find a way to nicely say things to people without having to let them figure it out, that's frustrating to me. You're wasting time. So like I tell agent early on, if I'm communicating with you, it seems like I'm wanting it more than you. That's when you must not want it. I'm going to move to someone else.
Right.
I'm going to love you, but I just find a way to say it. I tell them, hey, if I'm coaching you if I'm too I ask people permission sometimes, Lucero. I say, Lucero, do you want me to give you some TLC right now, or should we have a real conversation?
I love that. That's huge. Seriously.
Do you want some TLC right now, or do you want to have a real conversation? They say, Mimi, give it to me real. Sometimes I have people say, give me some TLC, Mimi. I need that right now. I say, okay, let's do that. Then we talk about the family. We talk about everything else. I connect with my people. I care. They're like my family. Does that make sense? That's how I do it with people. Make it easy. I understand. Hey, you can't do this full time. I understand too. There was a time I was doing this full time. All I wanted was $2,000 a month. I don't know why until now, Lucero, because I live in California, $2,000 is nothing. But that's what I wanted at that time. So I make myself vulnerable to people where they feel like I can connect with Mimi. Mimi cares.
That's right.
Mimi won't judge me. Does that make sense? That's how I build a trust. And then even though I say I don't sugarcoat, but I do filter what I say to people. I don't, Cleo will tell you, and anybody in my team will tell you, Mimi has a lot of one-liner. I don't say a lot of words, but what I say is meaningful.
I like it. Be yourself, keep it simple, commit, be the example. I love that. Emily and Harry, you two together are a powerhouse couple. You guys are traveling. You're doing all. I know you're in Houston today. You were traveling earlier this week. Harry, I think you were on the jet with Andy for a whole week. What's been happening? You know, where are y'all traveling to, and what difference has that made in your business with your team? You want to go ahead?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, just traveling with Andy on the jet, he really shows you the value of meeting people face to face and the value of those little moments of having that deeper connection with people. You know, I remember we were at a night owl. I forget even where it was. Sometimes it all just blends together. But I believe it was in Baltimore. 4 days, 4 different cities. It's you kind of forget where you're at. But we were in Baltimore, I'm pretty sure, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were sitting in a hotel lobby eating some wings from Domino's, and we were sitting there talking with people, and he was like, you know, Harry, I would have never found out all the things that I found out tonight about these people if we weren't here right now. And that is just such a huge piece of this business, is having those deeper moments with people. And you can't do that unless you travel.
That's
really.
Right.
You know, through a Zoom call, you can't build that type of connection with people. So, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. We're traveling around. We got some agents out in Arkansas. We had some agents out in Chicago, some agents, obviously, Jeremiah's out here in Houston, Stella and Anthony Nwabniki. So we're here in Houston. And we're really just emphasizing that, building their relationships.
Yeah, I love that. That's huge. When you're trying to connect with people and build a relationship, regardless of where they're from or whatever, seeing them face to face, rubbing shoulders with them, sharing, breaking bread, you know, it's just like something about it that just, it creates a vulnerable environment, and then you just get to know a person on a much deeper level than if you did on Zoom or over the phone, right? So I think that's big for people on this call listening to know, is that it's not just I'm hiring all over the world, but I'm texting them and I'm calling them and that's all it takes. No, you got to go out and you got to see them and shake their hands and, you know, and be there with them. So that's great. What advice would you give someone who's nervous to approach someone from a different culture? So you guys are building, you guys are hiring, you got people from all over the countries. So this would be a good question for y'all. What advice would y'all give to someone who's maybe a little nervous, not too sure about approaching someone that has a completely different background than them?
I think the biggest thing is, I mean, just like everybody's been talking about, go serve. Figure out what they want. It doesn't have to be that complicated. I mean, get them connected to people who can relate to them, just like Shawn was doing with the people that he's been talking to who are from India and from Haiti and everything. And you get them connected to those people. But at the same time, we all want things better for our family than they currently are. We're all trying to chase a dream. We're all trying to achieve things. At least the people who are working with us in the alliance. I know there's people out there who are content, but the people we are trying to work with are ones who are looking for something better. And so this opportunity, what I love about Andy is that it's not just for this person from this specific background, from this specific job. No matter what your education background, your cultural background, family background, all of it, there's a place here for you at the Alliance. And so it's just, I think it's don't overcomplicate it. Figure out, I mean, we have loved working with our team that's from different parts of Africa. And I mean, just learning about the African culture. We were watching, I forgot who the other team was, but watching a football, I don't know if that's how you say it, soccer to us, they're like the World Cup with Nigeria versus one of the other countries, and then like going over watching the Super Bowl later that night when we were in Houston. And it's just like all of these crazy experiences, the different foods that we've learned and everything. It's been really cool. And I think it's just like, it's opened our eyes. Just there's so much diversity here. And we can just take advantage of it and get to learn. And it's expanded our mindset. And then seeing how people from different cultures dream. And it expands my vision of what's possible. It's just, I think we just like Shawn was talking about, we overcomplicate it. It's just get to know people for who they are. And I don't think the other pieces matter as much.
Right. And just to add to that too, people are people, right? They have families, they have goals, they have ambitions, they have hobbies, things they like. I think a lot of times we harp on the differences between us, and really what we need to focus on is the similarities.
Yes. Huge. I love that. Thank you. Shawn, you've been in the business, you've been around Andy, you hung around him, you know, you're soaking up all this information, learning from Andy, learning from coming to the events and stuff. So we know that when it comes to connecting with new people and building trust, effective communication is key. So what's something that you've learned in your time with the Alliance about communicating effectively that works no matter who you're talking to?
I think active listening is important, and asking the right questions based off what they share with you and meeting them where they are. Because I know, like myself, I've made the mistake of, I'm sure somebody made this mistake before, where it's like, because you're so involved in like, this is your world, you put your world and expectations on that person, when really this is not their world yet.
That's right.
So I've seen Andy do a lot of like, I just go back to what he did to me. He's like, I want you to read this book, listen to this audio, before even trying to get them so immersed into everything. It's like, I'm not trying to marry you. I'm not even trying to date you yet. Like, let's just come friends. Let's hang out, read this book, listen to this audio. Like, hey, what can I do for you?
Mm-hmm.
So the servant leadership mentality is really important. And you really, like, this is an exciting business that we can just vomit on people when we first meet them and connect with them. Where it's just like reel it in. And there's one thing that Andy did, I think it was the AIT training. He was like, I don't show everybody everything. I just let them peek behind the curtain just a little bit, like every single time. But as you hang around me more and more, you still not gonna get the full behind the curtain, but I'm gonna just keep letting you connect with me. And then I'm gonna back away and then come back. It's just like those like little intricate things. It's just like, it blows my mind. Does it? Because he's done it to me. Like, I was just like, all right, I know what phase of our relationship that we in right now. So, but it like makes sense when now you deal with your people. It's like, you have to meet them where they are and just be friends with them, communicate with them. Not always, hey, did you make the house this morning? Hey, did you? Like, no. Like, hey, man, how you doing? How's the wife doing? Like, the relationship building part is important, not messed up. they're being a little too aggressive sometimes because you just want to you want to see people win, and you know they have the potential and capability to win. But like sometimes you gotta just let them go, let them do their thing, because that's what Andy did to me. It works.
Yeah. It does. It works. Andy says it all the time. If I'm being hard on you, it's because I care about you, right? And I have that relationship to talk to you maybe a little bit more loud than you're used to, because you can see how passionate I am about helping you and helping you grow. And another thing I really like that you mentioned it, is the active listening part. Oh my gosh. I thought I was an active listener. I thought I was doing great. And then I got married. I am not as good as I should be. The other day I was in the bed. We were getting ready for bed, and I'm on my phone. I'm looking at something. I don't know what I was looking at. And my husband says, "Hey, I took out the trash." I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll go in a second." And he's like, "Okay." And he goes around the corner, does something. And then when I'm done, I put my phone down and I go and I take the trash out. And I'm like, "Where's the trash?" He's like, "I told you I took the trash out." I said, "I am so sorry. I was not listening." So like, active listening all around, even in our personal life, is important, especially when building a relationship and trying to get closer to somebody. It's huge. And that is something, again, that works with anybody, no matter who you're talking to. Another question for you, Shawn. How do you inspire people who come from different walks of life and help them dream bigger than themselves?
Get them around people that dream bigger than themselves. I think, like, I actually was just telling when I was working out this morning, was having that conversation, and the Nigerian movement, just the new American movement, was kind of like, all right, it started to hit me. And I started to observe the people that I know that are different cultures and the way they work. And I was like, oh yeah, this is like in alignment. I'm like, doing this completely wrong. And so if you can just allow, them to meet other people, like tell them stories, like we always say, story sell.
Absolutely.
So if I just continue to share my story of how I met Andy, now have like me and Brandon have an unbelievable relationship of us working out, and I just get to see the different I hung out with Riddle, like we go to TPC, like Sawgrass golf tournaments and all these different places, but you, like Andy said, you can't do any of that just staying at home. You got to get out, you got to meet people and be okay. I think now it's just like, be okay looking crazy. Like, was like, if they don't make it a big deal, you shouldn't make it a big deal. If you don't make it a big deal, they won't make it a big deal. That's one thing Michelle Jones taught me in sales. It was like, if you're late to an appointment, don't make it a big deal. Just show up like you're supposed to be there at that time. And like, just like when you walk into any room, like, even if you don't feel as if you belong there, chest up, head up, and act like you belong there, because you do belong there. So if you can just get people, that's how you really inspire people, is just the stories and connecting people. Like that textable network thing, I started looking through my phone. I was like, damn, I really have a crazy network that is amazing. So it's like, that's what I'm inspiring people with, that you should want the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. They'll come around. That was really good. You're like, I just get them around others that dream bigger. And I was like, mind blown, because like, again, we make things so complicated, and we think that if I'm building my business and I'm hiring people, I think I need to be this good and I need to pay this much premium before I talk to people about the business, because I'm not there yet. I can't talk to people. That's not the case. We're telling you, you don't have to be the go-to. You don't have to be the professional, the expert. You just have to point and say, I got this guy, we got that guy. This is what this guy's doing. You can too. Come learn with me and let's do this thing together. That was awesome. I really like that. Go ahead.
And there's one more thing. And I think it's okay to be transparent with people, like to a degree, right? And vulnerable, and just say, like, hey, look, I'm still becoming. Like, I'm still working on myself. I'm still learning. I don't got it all together, but hey, come with me to meet the people. They don't even have it all together, but they really got it together. Like, and that it's okay. It's like, I think that's okay with saying, like, hey man, look, I'm still building my business. I'm still becoming like the person I desire to be. If you're in with me, great. If you're not in with me, that's fine too. I'm still on my journey of becoming.
Yes, I love it. And then it takes the pressure off you. You feel better, and it's not, just takes the pressure off. So we got a few minutes left. Just to wrap up, one last question for each of you. I'd love to know if someone is on this call and they're listening to us and they're thinking, I'm ready to go all in. I want to build more bridges. I want to expand and diversify my team. What is the very first thing that you would tell them to do? What action steps should they take today? Mimi, we can start with you.
Well, what I would say, get out of your comfort zone, talk to anybody and everybody. I'll tell them what I am doing. Lucero, I'm going out more because, with you're always busy doing this, doing that. And then the time that I have to work, I go to my office and I'm focused, laser focused there, because it's just me. Then I realized, man, you're not creating enough opportunities to meet people if you stay in the office all the time. So I'm making a point to go out more so I can meet people. I love my cooking. Instead of just staying at home and eat my own food that I truly love, go out to a restaurant because you can meet other people there. And then I'm volunteering at my kids' school because I was like, that's a waste of time. I ain't got time for that too. But now I'm like, oh, that's lost opportunities. So get yourself out there, create the opportunity. That's another point I want to make. Lucero. People think about recruiting. Oh, I need to have a lot of money, and this is free recruiting. Free.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
God already created you with a vocal cord. You can talk. So use it. When you go sell, recruit across the kitchen table. You don't have to have the money to put ads. You can get, Andy said it so many times, the quality people, you meet them through personal touch, personal contact, your warm market. So you go, have the confidence. You can beat somebody who's spending $5,000 in ads by you being social and talking to people. And if you don't know what to say, connect them with someone who can help them. I talk to people all the time, not just Haitian. Anybody who say, hey, Mimi, talk to so-and-so. I do. And I'm pretty sure it's for everybody in this call. They will do the same. Talk to your upline or whoever. We'll help you. You can recruit for free. Build your legacy.
That's right. Emily and Harry?
I think for me, one of the biggest action steps I would say is, it's a little bit away, but get your conference ticket, get to national convention. But before that, there's so many opportunities, like apply for AIT, look at the events page, because if you're going to have that network, like start networking within the alliance, form those connections, because the reason that Shawn can reach out to Mimi and say, hey, I have somebody from a Haitian background is because he's been to an event, he's met Mimi, he's built that relationship. And Andy talks about make a friend before you need a friend. So find those connections within the alliance so that it's really easy that I can text Mimi, hey, I'm in an Uber right now with somebody from Haiti, and she's going to respond back. But if Mimi's never talked to me, but I mean, Mimi would, she's amazing, but you've got to have those connections, that textable network of somebody's going to know your name and number whenever you reach out, so that you can quickly get them on the phone. So I think that'd be make sure you have your national convention ticket, but look at other opportunities that are smaller events coming up between now and then to get plugged in.
Yeah.
Right. I would say just make more friends, right? Obviously the ultimate goal is to get people into the business, to build your organization, all that stuff, but really go into it the mindset of, hey, I need more friends. I need more people to talk to. Wouldn't it be cool if you knew somebody in every city that you could say, hey, you want to grab a cup of coffee? I'm flying in this morning. Like, isn't that cool? Like, I love the story Andy tells about the guy who on the golf course, and he's texting Sigmund and Roy asking if he can get him a cheetah. Like isn't that stuff cool? Just knowing people all over the place. So just go out with the intention of just making more friends and expanding who you know.
That's right. Shawn, wrap us up.
Yeah, I'll echo exactly what everyone else said. Just like be open. My mom is watching. She just sent me something that was pretty good. I think this is good for new people, and I think it's good for us veterans as well. Like, there's always a coach coaching someone that's better at the game than them. Like, so as a new person, you have a coach. That coach has a coach. And so the coaches are telling us exactly what to do, how to do it, where to be, what position we should be in. And if you in position, the right things to happen. Like Andy said, you just might get lucky.
Yep.
You don't know. Emily got blessed because she was just in the right position. Mimi got blessed because she's in the right position. So heart posture, work on yourself, and then the right things that happen in your business.
Mic drop. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. Guys, that is our time. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. We will see y'all at NatCon. Love y'all. Go get y'all some. We are getting ours. Woo!
Thanks, Lucero.
Thanks.
Guys.
Thank you.